Please stand for the singing of the national anthem and remain standing through the pledge.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to the graduation of the Norfolk Collegiate class of 2024. Let me start by welcoming all of our staff, faculty, honored guests, friends, and family. We wouldn't be where we are today without your help and support over the past several years. And to the class of 2024, congratulations! You will never have to do MIMBing ever again. Today we gather to celebrate not just the end of high school, a significant milestone in our lives, but also the start of a new chapter. As I sat down to compile my thoughts into a memorable speech filled with wisdom, advice, and witty observations, I realized that it was going to be a much more challenging task than I had originally thought. Not only because of a worsening case of senioritis, but also because I have far more questions than words of sage insight. So, I will follow the wise words of Prime Minister Winston Churchill, who said, "Be sincere, be concise, and be seated." At this time in our lives, it feels as though everything is ending. We began senior year with our last first day. Then came our last games, where we said goodbye to our coaches and teammates and celebrated seasons of victories on the collegiate fields. Some of us took our final bows on the Hackney stage, a stage that witnessed our growth and talent. Others played our final notes in concerts, a culmination of years of practice and dedication. As the year progressed, the last arrived in multitudes. Last week, last dance, and now the start of our last goodbye. As we reach the end of the stage, we're often granted answers to some of our burning questions. How long should you wait on a Zoom meeting to tell a teacher that they're muted? Did we have another successful collegiate basketball year? I'd say so. Am I going to miss lunch each day in the collegiate cafe? Perhaps. Was our senior prank the craziest one ever? We have learned how to become lifelong learners who can think critically, who are encouraged to ask difficult questions, and who continually seek out answers. These perpetual questions challenge us to keep growing and to use these tools to make change, to do good, and to contribute meaningfully to the world around us. Here at Collegiate, we unearthed our passions, fostered meaningful connections, and dabbled in failure to construct the values that will help us find our place in the world. That is, with each day we've spent at this school, we've learned how to think, we've learned how to ask questions, we've learned how to fail and how to get back up again, and along the way, we've formed who we are. During our time at Collegiate, we played endless games of two square in the courtyard and made every excuse to go to the Collegiate corner. We learned countless dance moves in our lower school PE classes that we will continue to bring to the dance floor today. My favorite is the grinding coffee move. We experienced many warm welcomes as we walked into school from Mr. Brooks and Mr. Evans. We marveled at the baby chicks in the courtyard, navigated the Mars Project, attended Cotillion, and witnessed Miss Curtis's handstands. Bring these strengths and memories with you into college and beyond. In doing so, I hope we build lives that we love, surrounded by people we love, and who love us. I would like to end by thanking everyone who has mentored, encouraged, pushed, inspired, and guided me and my classmates. Thank you, Mrs. Babcock, for being the best possible advisor and always making sure to provide us with dum-dums. Thank you to Miss Roman for putting up with all of us in our tardies and early dismissals, and for your work for making today so special. Thank you to my grandparents, who always send me texts and notes of encouragement, and to my papa for offering stock advice, even though my group didn't win Mr. Meredith's economic stock challenge. Thank you to my sisters for always being someone I can look up to and for forging a path here at Norfolk Collegiate, even if that meant I was often called Carson or Abby throughout my entire 12 years here. And thank you to my parents. Thank you, Dad, for all the senior night posters you helped me make, and Mom, thank you for always bringing me a peach iced tea from Starbucks when you worked at the school store. But mostly, I would like to thank the remarkable group of people that make up the class of 2024. Having spent nearly my entire life at Norfolk Collegiate, I owe my most formative and influential years to each of you. I'm thrilled to be celebrating with such a great group of people. Congratulations, Norfolk Collegiate class of 2024. Thank you, and never forget your roots. Remember to always ask questions, and that it's a great day to be an Oak.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Norfolk Collegiate Class of 2024 graduation. I know many of you traveled to get here, and let me thank you so much on behalf of the class. Whether your commute was a few minutes or a few hours, we are so grateful that you came. I would also like to thank the faculty and staff who have taught and supported us for all of our time at Collegiate. Every time you came to school early for a review session, every planning bell you gave up to work with us one-on-one, and every extension you gave us when our workload got too heavy. We really couldn't have done this without you. I would also like to take a moment to thank my family. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always supporting me and being there to offer a hand or a hug, and for always believing in me. Thank you to Tori, my sibling, who is always willing to listen to me ramble about whatever I am currently obsessing over. Thank you to my Uncle Michael for letting me steal your guitars. Very important to me. And last but not least, thank you to my grandmother for always coming to my performances and making sure she gets the best seats. You're welcome for today. To be transparent with you, I spent a lot of time writing and rewriting this speech, trying to make it perfect, trying to make it something motivational and inspiring, just the deepest thoughts you've ever heard from a freshly 18-year-old. But all of it came out feeling very fake and contrived. None of it was honest. None of it was me, and none of it was what I wanted to say. So let me tell you a story. At the beginning of this year, I was talking with one of my friends about the possibility of becoming a valedictorian. He was certain that I would because he always believed in me a lot more than I believed in myself. I told him that even if I did become valedictorian, I wouldn't know what to put in the speech, which was a fair point on my end. I didn't know what to put in my speech last week. His response, though, was that I should say that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. You know, very standard valedictorian speech material. But from that moment, I knew it had to end up in my speech. Whenever I was having a bad day, he would always come up to me at lunch and offer me an apple. I usually didn't take it, but he always offered an apple a day. He made sure that I knew that he cared. And if there's one thing that I can say for certain about him, it is that he cared deeply for everyone around him. And that is what I want to focus on today. At all times, and especially now, it is essential to surround ourselves with people who care about us. Find someone who will bring you apples when you're sad. And equally, be the person who looks out for their friends and who lets them know that they are cared for. If I can give you one piece of advice, make sure the people in your life know that you care about them. Tell your friends and family you love them. Tell them a lot, tell them too much even. Just make sure that they know. In Greek mythology, apples are symbols of Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. Now, the ancient Greeks had different words for different kinds of love, and Aphrodite definitively represented love of the romantic kind, but I'd like to expand that just for today. One of Plato's epigrams, and finding a reputable translation in context online is difficult, so do bear with me, describes throwing an apple at someone as demonstrating your love to them. The person in question can take the apple and return the feelings, but if they do not reciprocate, they are still encouraged to take the apple. Even if you don't want it, take the apple. If you're full, or you just finished eating, or you just aren't feeling like it, take the apple. Plato says to take it and consider how fleeting beauty is. I say take it because they cared enough to offer it. There are so many people who care about you. And I can say this as a fact to every person beside me today, because I am looking out at a sea of people who care, people who have sat dutifully in the theater for every concert and show, in the bleachers at every sports game, and people who have today taken time out of their Friday morning to come support you. Today they have brought you an apple, and I ask that you accept it, and someday in the future, pass it on. Pass it back to them or forward to someone else, or both. Soon, we will all be heading off to college. There will be new people, new classes, a whole new environment. It'll be a challenge, for sure, but it is a challenge I know that all of us can face. Everyone that is sitting on this turf field today, and many people who could not, have taught us so much and have prepared us for this moment, this precipice that overlooks an exciting new future for all of us. The people around us have given us so much. All that I ask is that you pass it on. As a good friend once told me, an apple a day. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause for Emma and Natalia. All right. This has been an incredible honor to serve on the Board of Trustees as chairman these last 3 years. And it's very special because 5 of us have children graduating this year, including myself. So we're thrilled about the class of 2024. And I know a lot of you have been here before because 23 older siblings are Oak alumni already. This class will soon follow. I think it's 13 or 14 younger siblings will be here in the not too distant future. And that's another great thing to look forward to. But on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank all of you parents who entrusted your children to the wonderful faculty and administration here at Norfolk Collegiate School. Lucy and I have had 16 years as parents of Oaks, and it truly has been a wonderful experience for our family, for our children, and we know they will propel into the future with great success. Many thanks to Mr. Kennedy, Mrs. Claywell, all the faculty and administration. Really, I have the easiest job. I didn't have to spend hours preparing a speech. I just try to wing it. But I get to introduce a world-renowned guest speaker today, that it's an honor to do so. Dr. Ruben Ayala is the Chief of Policy and Advocacy with Operation Smile, based right here in Hampton Roads, and father to Amelia, class of 2034, who's with her mother, is here in the audience. He's a public health physician from Panama with more than 30 years of experience in advocacy and humanitarian assistance. During his career, he has traveled to over 40 countries trying to help people across the globe. And I think with his leadership, it's no better example for our graduates what they're about to face, the challenges they can embrace. So without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Ruben Ayala.
Good morning, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here. I have to say, before anything else, how enjoyable it's been to listen to Natalia and to Emma. And as we hear your words, it's obvious the feeling of deep gratitude that you share with everybody here. And as you look at some of the lasts that you have had, I ask you to also look at the firsts that you are yet to have, and to keep in mind the image and the symbolism of an apple that you've shared with us today. It is a very special place, this Norfolk Collegiate community, and it's very unique to come and speak and have the head of the board stand before you and with a lot of emotion and pride of the best kind talk about not only the involvement of students and the future of students here, but what is meant to his own family. Thank you for that, Mr. Lang. And it is pleasing to be here with educators who have shared decades of their commitment to all of you. So a few days ago, right before the ceremony, I was talking to Dr. Kennedy, and I asked him, why would you think about this class? He said, they've done a great job. They have what it takes. So good morning again to you, incredible class of 2024. It is indeed a real honor to accompany you on this fateful day in which we celebrate your accomplishments, your growth, your present, and your journey into the future. I want to once again begin by thanking members of the board, staff, and educators of this Norfolk Collegiate community for their commitment to you. I also want to thank very especially to all of you family members and those closest to our students, whether here or not, for your loyalty, sacrifices, devotion, and devotion to ensuring that you reach this milestone and aim for more. Just a few weeks ago, I found myself on the way to South America, took the short flight to Atlanta, on my way to Quito, Ecuador. And when I landed in Atlanta, I found myself getting off the plane, and there was this man with a wheelchair waiting for a passenger, and he was just smiling. And as I go close to him, he said, "Welcome to Seattle." And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, there's always a joker in the room. So I had to chuckle. But then I decided to stop for a second and see what happened with other people. And there it was, a perfect cross-section of humanity. A man was carrying out his phone, and he heard the same phrase, and he stood up and said, "Seattle? What? What just happened?" And a woman was a little sleepy and heard the same phrase and said, "Seattle? I thought I was going to Atlanta." So, as you can see, life will bring you some surprises, some pleasant and some not so much. All I ask you is to look ahead at the path and make sure that when you find yourself with people who are trying to derail you or just have a chuckle at your expense, make sure that you know exactly where you're going. As you prepare to take the next steps, don't allow yourself to be unpleasantly surprised. Set a course on purpose and have the certainty of understanding the pathway you choose to take. And if you ever opt to change the course of your actions and your lives, let it be because of your discoveries and the certainty that you have either found a better path or you're on your way to it. It has been a bit over a year since I got to speak to some of you and later welcome you at the Operation Smile headquarters. A year goes by pretty fast. I was grateful then, as I'm grateful now, to have the kindness of your attention and interest. Just about a week ago, I had yet another window into the kindness of this amazing class. As I accompanied my daughter Amelia, Norfolk Collegiate class of 2034, on the field day at the lower school, I was grateful to see so many of you volunteer and ensure that all the students had a day of great fun, healthy laughter, and togetherness. I watched as children as my daughter ran to you, after you, with you, and around you. And I was witness to also how they looked up to you. I saw you smile and enjoy every moment as if never forgetting your early years. And I heard you eagerly go to teachers and offer yourselves to help. A lot can be observed in a short amount of time, and if this is any indication of the identity of class of 2024, as one of the many parents present, I can say I was pleased, proud, and very grateful for who you are. I want to thank Jan, Izzy, Mary, Carlisle, Olivia, and Caroline, who gave me a chance to speak with them on the soccer field of the lower school to try to get to know a little bit more about this incredible class. When I asked them, how would you describe this class, they said things like witty, goofy, athletic, rambunctious. Yes, parents and teachers, they did say rambunctious. Well done. I don't recall any of my friends in high school ever using that type of vocabulary. Most importantly, they said you're all really close. So much, in fact, that when teachers were trying to mix the makeup to create a different makeup of a class, it didn't really matter because the harmony that makes all things lively was always there. I proceeded to ask about the toughest moments in your academic endeavors, and they all unanimously answered sophomore chemistry. Anyone? Get ready for the sophomore chemistries that you'll have ahead of you. I asked them what they would say about their teachers, and they really quickly replied, they never let us struggle. And they went on to further describe their attentiveness and genuine care. And it was not that they shielded you for difficulty altogether, it was they were always there to lend a hand. What an amazing gift, an example to take with you. I asked them to describe their friends, and they used adjectives such as supportive, sweet, kind, seek those anywhere you go. And I asked them for one of the moments of greatest combined joy, and they answered unanimously, when we beat Norfolk Academy in basketball, of course. Go Oaks! Though other sports will likely battle for such a highlight, lacrosse, wrestling, volleyball, to name a few, it's clear you have the competitive drive and the experience of putting in the work that leads to the joy of winning, not only in sports, but in life. Class of 2024, a lot can be learned in a few minutes. Those of us who've traveled a path much longer than yours can say that a description that some of your friends offered of your class and its character, it's true, you hold much treasures within you. For you already understand the power of community, kinship, hard work, resilience, empathy, kindness, and yes, they need to be a bit rambunctious from time to time. I would like to share with you a statement I want you to keep for the future and a plea. In life, there are no ordinary moments. You might not recognize today those moments in which you make decisions that change your life or the life of others around you. During my teenage years in my hometown of David, Panama, I was asked whether I wanted to volunteer, and I replied yes, and then when I replied, they said, we already have enough volunteers, we don't really need you. That morning, I decided to show up at the hospital, and sure enough, someone had not shown up. All of a sudden, I was exposed to the needs of children and members of my communities all at once. As I walked through the hallways of the regional hospital, I saw hundreds of children with a big gap on their lips, unable to smile, unable to eat. And to this day, I'm still struck by the faces of parents whose sadness and despair were evident, but whose courage and resilience I would later witness and admire. I've often looked back and wondered what my life would have been like had I chosen to just stay home that morning. I know with certainty I would have not learned about the world through the kind eyes of people who come to you in the moments of greatest vulnerability. So I ask of you, in life, don't just stay home. I want to make a plea to you today, and I'm sure your family members and all here with you will share the same feeling. Don't look at the world solely through the eyes of the news or social media. Look at the world through the lessons you learn from people who embody the best of humanity. As a member of Operation Smile, I've had the privilege of meeting heads of state, ministers, personalities, and yet I can tell you that the most important lessons you'll learn, and the ones I've certainly learned, have been from family, mentors, and certainly the lessons of children, patients, and families who once again turn to us in the moments of greatest need. So with humility, seek to learn from people around you, people who represent the best of humanity. I've had a couple of examples to share with you. I learned about strength from Gina, a mother from Mexico whose husband abandoned her and her child Andrea shortly after finding out she would be born with a cleft condition. Not only did Gina care for Andrea, she raised her to be a gentle and caring human being. They both volunteer and speak on behalf of others who have dealt with similar situations. I learned about resilience from Rosa Maria, a woman of 73 years of age from Puerto Ordaz, Venezuela, who came to us to get care for her cleft condition. Mind you, this is a condition that can be treated shortly after birth, and yet she went almost her entire life without being able to smile, properly eat, or speak an intelligible word. Rosa Maria went 73 years without feeling the gentleness of a kiss. When I asked Rosa Maria, why did she finally decided to get care, she said, I did not know that I could get care for this. But all my life, I've wanted to feel beautiful like any other woman. Maybe even wear lipstick one day. Rosa Maria waited 73 years. So many of you, so many of us get up every day, do what we need to feel a little bit better about ourselves. Others wait a long time for that moment. So the good news is Rosa Maria got her surgery, and all the team members gave her all the cosmetics, likely enough to last her a few years. She went 73 years without the justice that comes with health, and yet Rosa Maria's gentleness showed us that she had not lost hope, and that nothing could break her spirit. Think about the lessons of the best people of humanity. I learned about service through literally thousands of volunteers and supporters of Operation Smile around the world who simply care about giving children a better future. They're not concerned by religion, race, socioeconomic status, but empowered by their diversity and the conviction that children everywhere in the world deserve a life of dignity and opportunity. I also learned about service through Mr. Rodriguez, a father in Mexico, who one day saw me walking around the hospital with some potential sponsors, and he understood that he could too share his thoughts and get people to understand the power of helping children. He stopped us cold, and he had a picture of his daughter, Vera, and started to talk about how much it had meant for him and his family to see Vera get help. A bit tearfully, we said thank you and walked away. I came back and I said to Mr. Rodriguez, you don't have to do this. Thank you, but you don't have to do this. To which he replied, you don't understand. I work for the government. I'm supposed to be part of a disaster response team, and yet when it came time to help my daughter, I could not help her. So I will always and forever talk about how others gave my daughter a chance, because my family is now one, my family is whole. And this is the opportunity that you have. If you look at your path ahead, you can too make someone else's life better. As a son of a single mom, I always gravitated towards moms because as I was caring for children, I could see the image of my own mom, and I thought I could understand the resolve and willingness to sacrifice everything for others. And yet, when the time came that I started to think about becoming a parent myself, I gravitated towards the example of dads. This is a journey many of you will take. And in Paraguay, in the post-anesthesia care unit, where we wait for our children to recover, as I was writing some notes on a chart, I saw Juan. And I saw how he cradled his daughter in his arms, and he rocked her to sleep, and he comforted her, and he sang to her. And I had to stop, and I approached him, and I said, I'm so sorry to intrude, but I need to tell you that I've seen how much you love your daughter. And someday, if I'm lucky enough to have a child of my own, I will consider myself very fortunate if I become half the father that you are. When my daughter Amelia was born, I thought of Juan, and I finally understood the enormous power of loving someone beyond description. All of us here today, class of 24, want you to live a life of love beyond description and comprehension, in which you understand the value of what truly matters. When I turned 50, my beautiful wife, who's right here with us, honey, and I said this in public, so I expect some brownie points and maybe a little less laundry duty. My beautiful wife asked me, what do you want us to do? Do you want a big party? Do you want some big presents? This is an important milestone, which is, in my ears, all I could hear is, you're getting old. I want to do something big for you. All I could think at that moment is how fortunate I am. I have everything I need. I said, all I want is to create memories with my family As you carry out your days, I ask you to please understand once again the value of what truly matters, the feelings of fulfillment that come with it, and to enjoy the beauty of your families and those, your friends, and those closest to you. I want to end by sharing some words shared by me by my dear mentor, Dr. Bill McGee, who in turn received them from one of his best friends, Mr. Bill Finneran. And it is about the value of a smile. It costs nothing, but creates so much. It enriches those who receive without impoverishing those who give. It happens in a flash, but its memory lasts forever. None are so rich that they can live without it, and none are so poor, but are richer for its benefits. It creates happiness in the home, fosters goodwill at work, and is the countersign of friends. It is rest to the weary, delight to the discouraged, sunshine to the sad, and nature's best antidote for trouble. Yet, it cannot be bought, borrowed, begged, or stolen. For it is something that is no earthly good to anyone until it is given away. Just like the talents we hope you'll share. If in the course of one day some of your friends should be too tired to smile, just give them one of yours. For nobody needs a smile so much as those who have none left to give. Class of 24, our wish for you is this: smile. Live a life of meaning, service, impact, gratitude, and love beyond comprehension. Congratulations. Go Oaks.
Well, Dr. Ayala, thank you very much for giving those words to us. When I reached out to confirm a schedule, what the doctor did not tell me is he actually rearranged his travel plans in order to be here today. He had moved a flight reservation. After this ceremony, he is traveling to the World Health Assembly in Geneva. So thank you very much for making the arrangements for us. I'd like to join all the speakers who preceded me with saying thank you all very much for being here today, especially the families that have entrusted their children to us all these years. It is that trust and confidence that you all have in us. Let us as a faculty and staff do the work that we need to do. So thank you very much. As we move through the program, we'll have opportunities to celebrate this class as a whole and what they've accomplished as a group. What I'm going to do at this point is offer some very special awards to our graduates. So, our first award, and when I call your name, please come to the stage, is the Amanda Allen Tigner Award for Industry, and this year's recipient is Ruby Glover. Our next award is the Cameron Keene Award for Personal Integrity, and this year's recipient is Emma McMonagle. Our next award is the Ian J.R. Katz Award for Scholastic and Athletic Achievement, and this year's recipient is Kiana Beachy. Next award is the Ernest L. Etheridge Award for Leadership and Character. This year's recipient is Olivia Woodruff. The Felix F. Hardin Award for Scholarship and Character. This year's recipient is Natalia Chappell. Our next award is being awarded for the first time this year. It is the William W. King Head of School Award. It's been given in memory of Mr. William King, who served as head of school for 20 years from 1988 to 2008. We're honored to have members of his family here. His wife Cecilia, his daughter Caroline, and his granddaughter Ann Randolph are joining us today. Mr. King was a remarkable leader who laid the foundation for the school that we see here today. He led the faculty and staff for 20 years through the twists and turns of a busy school life. Mr. King understood that leadership comes in many forms and shapes. Sometimes leadership is front and center, leading the way. Sometimes leadership is simply doing the right thing when it needs to be done. He taught all of us the true leadership should be built on dedication to the mission, kindness, hard work, empathy, and at times, a healthy sense of humor. Mr. King exemplified all these wonderfully complex elements every day. And this award recognizes a member of the graduating class that embodies these characteristics. So it is my privilege to present the inaugural William King Head of School Award to Caroline Campbell. The Helen M. Walker Award for Outstanding Leadership in Student Government Association. This year's recipient is Randolph Williams. The John Morgan Allen Award for Unselfish Consideration of Others. This year is awarded to Yana Rolink. There are a lot of hugs going on behind me as I see. So, well, apparently they are required. Optional. Mrs. Claywell says optional. The Larry B. Swearingen Award for Athletics this year is awarded to Brendan Chapman. The Norfolk Collegiate Senior of the Year. This year's recipient is Stanton Cutter. The Sandler Family Award for a student who most nearly lives by the NCS seal. This year is awarded to Adam Siebert. The Norfolk Collegiate Award for Excellence in English. This year's recipient is Emma McMonagle. The Norfolk Collegiate Award for Excellence in History this year is awarded to Caroline Campbell. The Norfolk Collegiate Award for Excellence in Performing Arts this year's recipient is Natalia Chappell. The Norfolk Collegiate School Award for Excellence in Science this year is awarded to Kiana Beachy. The Betty Slave Award for Excellence in Art this year's recipient is Olivia Woodruff. The Francesca McCleary Award for Excellence in Foreign Language this year's recipient is Emma McMonagle. The Henry Jerome Stockard Award for Excellence in Literature this year is awarded to Natalia Chappell. The James C. the James C. Wirt Award for Excellence in Calculus this year's recipient Natalia Chappell. The William B. Huckenpohler Award for Excellence in Statistics this year is awarded to Joey Byrne. The Norfolk Collegiate Salutatorian Award this year goes to Emma McMonagle. The Norfolk Collegiate Valedictorian Award goes to Natalia Chappell. The next three awards are given to members of the class of 2025. The Brian Slatter McCann Memorial Scholarship, this year's recipient is Rocco Coletto. Our next award is the Juliana Taswell Porter Memorial Award. This year's recipient is Evan Wallach. The Townsend Oast Jr. Memorial Scholarship Award. This year's recipient is Martin Thomas. Our next awards are to the faculty and staff here at Norfolk Collegiate. Now, today we focus on the class of 2024 as it should be. However, we all know that all the success that we're celebrating here today would not happen without the support and the expertise of the faculty of Norfolk Collegiate. The cornerstone of a student's academic success, academic experience, is the teacher in front of them on any given day. And great teachers exemplify excellence in the classroom and lead other teachers by example. So Joe and John Hackney believe in supporting our faculty and providing them opportunities to grow professionally. So we are pleased to recognize 3 teachers with the Joe Melker Hackney and the John H. Hackney Award, Junior Awards. So representing the lower school faculty, Jeanette Corey. Miss Corey strives to uphold professional excellence both in and out of the classroom, where she truly lives the mission of Norfolk Collegiate by making it a great experience for her students. Over the past several years, Miss Corey has transformed the music program at our lower school. She not only builds on theory and concepts with students starting at 3 years old, but continues to incorporate more opportunities for musical development and musical engagement as they move through the lower school. Her vision for infusing music and building a variety of musical talents is not only impressive, but it's been very effective as we look at our lower school program. She is eloquent and engaging with our parent community, not only describing the learning process the students go through, but also educating parents on the musical components and the development of music inside children. She strives to stretch her own skills as an educator, while she stretches her students' knowledge and talents, and she brings out the joy in the students. So please join me in congratulating Ms. Jeanette Corey. Our next faculty member is representing our middle school, Chrissy Cooper. The students in Ms. Cooper's English classes are always engaged with the material. Whether they're working with text, practicing their public speaking skills, she always develops a love of reading and of knowledge inside her classroom with her students. Ms. Cooper does this by creating community in her classroom, where students are comfortable sharing their ideas and opinions on literature. She's an educator who delivers the school's mission of developing critical thinkers and doers every day. Ms. Cooper captures the students' imagination and keeps them engaged through masterful book talks. Embracing literary characters' personalities help paint the picture of their hardships, their struggles, and their bravery. Leading a middle school students through that connective process is never easy at times, but she does it every day in her classroom. A sign of a great teacher is that when students leave the classroom wanting more. And that's the learning environment she's created every day. She's a teacher who's always willing to help all the others in her community, whether it's organizing a grade level event, chaperoning hangout nights, or simply being in the hallways ready to lend a hand. She's always there and she's always ready. So please congratulate Ms. Chrissy Cooper. Representing the upper school faculty is Kathy Wright. Kathy Wright's upper school art studio is never empty. It's filled with students enrolled in her class, along with the students that couldn't fit this class in their schedule but want a space to create, and students who feel welcomed in that space. Ms. Wright is a source of support for teachers and students alike. She gives very honest advice and a very honest opinion while listening and encouraging all the time. In the words of the class of 2024, she has always made me feel welcome. She's a true caretaker. She makes sure that everyone is doing okay. She's for making the school feel like a welcoming environment. She can connect with any student about any topic, and she's giving her all to everyone. She helped me use art as an outlet throughout my high school career. This teacher's passion for arts and art education can make any student, whether they're a lifelong artist, one who's simply filling a requirement, develop their art skills and develop passion for art and the importance that art plays in all of our lives. During her 17 years of service to the schools, she has brought out the best in us as a school community. Please help me congratulate Ms. Kathy Wright. So at this time, we will begin awarding the diplomas to the class of 2024, and helping me is Mrs. Claywell.
Good morning. I know you're hot, but good morning. It's my pleasure to read the names of the class of 2024. At this time, our first recipients, please make your way to the stage. Annabelle Marie Bacanary. Sarah Ruth Bartlett. Kiana Beachy. Adriana Elise Biev. Ronald Wayne Boone III. Ramsey Burnell Bug. Joseph Paul Byrne II. Caroline Dixon Campbell. Julia Elliott Carlsmith. Natalia Caitlin Chappell. John Ashton Chaplin. Brennan Elijah Chapman. Lene Nicole Coleman. Mary Archer Connors.
Nice to see you. I guess photo.
Benjamin James Creekmore. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage alumni and trustee member, Mrs. Pamela Crenshaw. Charles Martin Crenshaw. We're huggers in the upper school. It's not just the lower school. Let's put that out there. Holden Riley Cummings. Not required. Stanton Michael Cutter. Flynn Thomas Dalton. John Alexander Demeter. Maya Kathleen Dixon. Evangeline Rose Dunleavy. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to mess up your flow. Come on back. LaSamson Zawadi Fernander. Will Quinn Finney. Jaden May Firevid. Benjamin Maxwell Gilden. Ruby Claire Glover. Bermuda Michelle Granger. Gozmas Arthur Griffin. Dylan Patrick Hahn. Howard Benjamin Holland. Devin Marie Bartlett Howlett. Blake Allen Harisco. Anthony Dmitrievich Kremenchuk. I didn't get it, did I? Thank you for letting me.
You did great.
Been practicing. Carly Wolf Longacre. Kelly Nicole Longacre. David Marin. Emma Russell McMonigal. Lauren Elizabeth Morrow. Keegan Elizabeth O'Brien. Arav Patel. Kelly Taylor Ramsey. Marina Valerie Riddle. Luke Mason Rizzo. Gregory Paul Robinette Jr. Isabella Natanya Robinson. Yana Pleen Rolink. Kathleen Maureen Shunin. Chloe Jane Caroline Schuch. Isabel Rose Seaman. Cooper Lambert Short. Adam David Siebert. Andrew Charles Smith. Jacob Alexander Taylor. Carly Megan Thompson. Carter Gray Thompson. Annalena Birdsong Trapani. Randolph Page Williams. Rashad Yamato Williams. Best shoes. Olivia Page Woodruff.
I did it. Good morning, graduates, friends, and family. Before I start, I'd like to invite our two senior class marshals up on stage so we can give a big thanks to Miss Robb, who helps us with all of our writing, including the speech, and Mr. Meredith, who in the classroom, who teaches his students how to be smart with money and in the stock market as our economics teacher, but also, on a personal note, for pushing me during wrestling practice and always making sure I make weight. Our class has selected these two awesome teachers not because of their ability to provide us with knowledge, but because of the light and joy they bring into our lives outside of the classroom. The senior class and I would like to thank these two teachers for everything they have done for our class. Now may we please give a warm round of applause for our very own class of 2024 faculty marshals. Ladies and gentlemen, faculty members, Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, not so distinguished guests, parents, and alumni, welcome. Thank you all for being here today to celebrate the renowned class of 2024. I can confidently say, without your support, none of us would be standing up here today. Although I think all of the parents here today are cool, I want to begin by thanking the coolest parents out here this morning, Mom and Dad. The love you have shown me and the sacrifices you have made to help me become the person I am today are truly appreciated. Although I may not tell you every day, you guys have been my biggest source of inspiration and have pushed me in every aspect of the game. So thank you both. To all the teachers and staff members, thank you for picking us up when we were down, cleaning us up when we were messy, and sounding us in when we were late to school. You have taught each and every one of us how to be good and meaningful people in this world. I've been at this school, Norfolk Collegiate, my entire life. 13 years, that's 2,340 days, 56,160 hours, and 6,832,800 minutes. All those minutes, all those hours, and we couldn't wait until the end of the year. We couldn't wait until the weekend came, till the end of the school day. Now, in just 5 minutes, maybe 10, we will be leaving this field and the school for the last time, wishing we could have 5 more minutes in that classroom. One more laugh with our friends. One more time under the lights of the Watt Baker gym. Everyone always told us, slow down, kid, or high school is going to fly by. We always laughed it off. Well, that 4 years has now turned into 4 minutes. Although it has felt like a short tenure here, we have grown a ton. From building Legos in Miss Ferguson's class, to our first grade class with our number scrolls. Yes, it is me, the third place winner who counted to 11,000, just behind Emma and Carter, who counted to 15 and 20,000. And I'll have you know, I've not always lost to Emma in our 12 years at school together. I know they don't announce it, but do you guys know who third in class was? No, not me, but I did beat Emma in this role as class president. I was not aware that I would have to speak today, but I'll never let her forget it. To the future classes, I hope you can take what we have said and what we have done and learn from it. I hope you can learn to value what is around you instead of always wanting more. To my 3 little sisters, Keely, Lucy, and Sailor, don't give Dad a hard time. Stay home as much as you can, and remember that boys have cooties and always will. Have fun taking care of all my chores when I'm gone. You and your peers are the future of Norfolk Collegiate. I hope all future alums stretch yourselves. Take the classes that you think will be tough, and join the team or club that is new. Look around you and appreciate the 3 minutes we have left here as students. I am truly grateful for the laughs, the cries, and the proud moments my 3 little sisters have brought me, and I'm glad to know that they will be the future here at Norfolk Collegiate. There are 2 campuses that have housed us while we were here. At these 2 campuses, we learn to strive for greatness, push ourselves to the max, unleash our full academic abilities, and have a good time while doing it. From our chocolate milk chugging competitions for 2 years straight, from 3rd to 5th grade, not a wise tradition, to classes that challenged us and opened our minds here in the upper school. From senior couches and our breakfast cookout in the parking lot, to only having 2 minutes left here. We found that the only way to learn is to try and sometimes fail. And try we did. We're all different, but we have come together as one oak tree, one graduating class, one last minute here together. For me, the real fun started in middle school, when sports got taken to the next level. Real, organized sports instead of crab soccer with Mr. Maddox and Miss Meadows. While crab soccer was great, in middle school and through high school, we learned our coaches here are truly the best. They really know their sport, and they genuinely care about us and our success. So we also want to thank the coaches who pushed us. In middle school, we thought switching classes and having iPads was the best thing since sliced bread. Now look at us, going off to learn how to do our own laundry. So class of 2024, the countdown is done. Take a look around you, soak it all in, and enjoy it while it is here. And next fall, when we are at our various campuses, remember your roots are here. Remember what we stand for as a community and as a school. Thank you.
So Ronnie put me on a timer, so I will move quickly. I'd like to thank everyone for spending their time with us today. It's been a wonderful day for our school, and your presence here and your dedication and support all these years has really has turned this class into the class of 24 that we're celebrating. So, for the class of 2024, I'm the last speaker. This is my opportunity to share some things before we send you off to what's next. Now, I know you're anxious to leave your seats, grab your phone, take selfies, give hugs, and head off to all the celebrations later today and this weekend. Before you do that, take a moment and look at all the people that helped you get to this milestone. Look at all the people that are here that will help you get to the next milestone and the next milestone after that. As our other speakers have shared the same message. All of these people are here because they've supported you, worked towards your success, and now they get to celebrate that success. So to the class of 24, you're part of a large, vibrant, collegiate community. During your time here, you've gone through the ebb and flow of life together. You celebrated team athletic wins and championships. You've danced on the Hackney stage. You've laughed together. You struggled through difficult tests and quizzes. And you went through a loss this year that strained our community, but it also showed the strength of your connections to one another. And that community, those connections are on display here today. The success you're celebrating is due in large part to the faculty and staff who taught you math, science, history, reading, writing, foreign languages, and everything in between. They academically prepared you for 365 AP exams and helped you earn over $4 million in merit scholarships. And the same teachers who taught you how to play nicely on the playground. They taught you how to clear the table after lunch, reminded you to walk and not run in the hallways, reminded you to wait your turn. These teachers also picked you up when you fell down. They asked you if you were having a good day and then asked you why if you said you were not having a good day. They mentored you, gave you advice and counsel. They put a smiley face on your paper when you got that highest grade of the quarter. They helped you become you. So all of those small lessons and fleeting moments do not go away when you leave the campus. They're going to remain with you forever. And your time at this school has become a part of who you are and will continue to shape you who you're going to become. Some of the results of your time here is seen in the academic preparations you received. We know that you're ready to take those next steps. But over the years, other things are going to become more clear, I promise you. You will become engaged in your greater community because you've learned that that's the right thing to do. You know the importance of showing friendships to people, some of who you haven't even met yet. You will overcome the obstacles in front of you. You're going to challenge yourself to learn hard things and to do hard things. These are the things you learned during all the days and hours, as Ronnie pointed out, all of the hours and days that you spent here at this school. So I assure you, there are going to be these small, brief moments that are going to come back to you in the most unexpected ways. And those collegiate moments have helped you turn you into the person that's sitting here up on stage looking out all these people. So, cherish all the time you spent with your teachers and friends here. Cherish the growth you've seen in yourself. Thank those who helped you grow. And as I told you on Tuesday, remember to breathe. This is a time for joy, but it's also a time for gratitude. So, lastly, thank you all for joining us for our commencement exercises to the class of 2023. And I officially present the class of 2024.